السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على حي على حي على حي على الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. وبعد، يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. O you who have attained faith, be mindful, be conscious of your generous Lord as worthy of His glory and praise, and die not except in the state of loving submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Bring back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala a heart that is pure. Let's go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the same way we entered this life. A pure heart, dying in the state of Islam, loving submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وبعد, in a hadith narrated by Ibn Umar, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam informs us of a very important concept. And it is a Qudsi hadith. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in that hadith, it is Allah that's speaking with the words of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And عن Ibn Umar radiyallahu anhuma, they said, or he said, Ibn Adam, son of Adam, عندك ما يكفيك وأنت تطلب ما يضغيك. ابن آدم لا بقليل تقنع ولا بكثير تشبع. ابن آدم إذا أصبحت معافا في جسدك آمنا في سربك عندك قوت يومك فعلى الدنيا العفاء. Oh, what a hadith, what meanings. He sallallahu alayhi wasallam said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls unto us, O son of Adam, Muslim, non-Muslim, righteous, children of Adam, a general call. O son of Adam, عندك ما يكفيك. As of today, as of now, as of this present moment, you already have that which suffices you. You have it. As of the present moment we're living in, you have all what it takes to make you content. Yet, you seek, you look forward to that which would make you transgress and oppress, not only oppress others, but oppress yourself. And the very first part of this hadith speaks of a very important concept. Living in the present moment. Are you here with me? Many people, we come to the masjid, we are in salah, but my mind is not present. I'm living in the future. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, what you already have as of this second. Do you feel ma'iyyatillah? Do you feel Allah's rahmah surrounding you? You feel that you're in the house of Allah? Are you aware of the presence of angels? Are you aware of what's happening? Is your heart present here? Or your heart is, when will he finish? When we go out and I'm driving my car and I'm going to my work, am I enjoying the sky and what Allah created in it? The trees in dhikr around me and I'm in resonance with them in dhikr? Or I am, what's going to happen when I go to work? And when I'm at work, what's for dinner? And when I go home, I'm eating dinner, what's for dessert? I'm eating dessert, what will I do? We are always living in the future. We have a time machine. We're either in the past, with the agonies of the past, or anxiety of the future. We lose the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the present moment. This pondering about the past and having anxiety of the future destroys the blessings of this present minute. Al-Faqir, the one that's poor for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, realizes that all what he owns in this life is this present second. Al-Waqt. This second can be the second that Allah forgives me in. If I deal with it properly, do I feel that? But yet the meaning of the hadith continues for something else. What does it take to make me happy? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, you already have it. You have, no matter what's going, it's not, see, we think happiness, contentment is when outside things are the way I want. And Allah is saying it's not the case. This is not the case. You already have what makes you happy. And then it continues, Ibn Adam, son of Adam, لا بقليل تشبع. Neither with little and few things are you satiated and sufficed. ولا بكثير تشبع. And if you're given plenty of things, that does not satiate you either. You're not happy either. And then the hadith concludes with the following. There are three things of this world that you're running after, forgetting that happiness is now, and you have it, and you're chasing a wild dream. If you have only three things, nothing else you need from this world. What are they? If you have health, if you wake up healthy in your body, health, safety, enough food for one day, if you have those three things, that's all what you need to be happy. The hadith is saying, if I already have those three things, and many of us are that way, but brother, I have those three things, but yet I'm not happy, I'm not content. The solution is not seeking more of those things. There are another problem. My question today in this khutbah is the following. What must happen for me to be happy? What must happen for me to be content? How? It's not about happiness and contentment. What makes me content? What must happen? Many of us think, brother, I want to be content, I want to be happy, but I have problems. Only when my problems are solved. When I solve my problems, I will be content. Wait a minute, you're waiting till your problems are gone? So a condition, I'm saying what? I will never be happy till there is no more problems in my life. Guess what? I have news for you. Scholars said, من طلب ما لم يخلق أتعب نفسه ولم يرزق. Whoever seeks that which is never created, he will overexert himself and he will never be provided for. And when they said, what is that? He said, الراحة في الدنيا. Being comfortable and at ease in this life. طبعت على قدر وأنت تريدها صفوا دون أقدار ومكلف الأيام غير طبعها كمتطلب من الماء جات وتنهار. سبحان الله. It is coined, the life of this world is coined with problems. It is coined with problems. And you want it pure with no problems? And the one that asks from the days of this life that which is against its own inherent nature is like seeking fire from a pool of water. Some of us say, no, I know I'm not happy. People are not treating me well. It's my husband. It's my spouse. If they respect me, if she respects me. It's my boss at work. If I will be happy when people respect me. What am I saying? I will only be happy when everybody treats me good. رضا الناس غاية لا تدرك. Having everyone content with me is something I will never attain. Some of us, when I'm free, freedom. When I'm free, I'll be happy. When I'm free to do whatever I want. Yet we see outside people that sing, I am free to do whatever I want. And yet they sing. Yet I can find no contentment and no satisfaction. What am I speaking about? What does it take for me to be content? What this hadith is telling us, can it be the opposite? The concept can be completely different. It doesn't take that the outside world, the problems to be solved for me to be happy. The question is, can I be content in my problems? Can I be content while I'm toiling? Can I be content when I'm sad? Can I be satisfied even when I lose my child? Is it possible that my contentment, satisfaction, rida is independent of any factor? I'm toiling, I'm crying, but I'm content. Can I be satisfied with my struggles? Can I be satisfied with my problems? Is that possible? Many now are going to say, you're asking too much, brother. The Prophet ﷺ told us about people that came before us. And he said, كَانُوا يَفْرَحُونَ بِالْبَلَاءِ كَمَا تَفْرَحُونَ أَنْتُمْ بِالرَّخَاءِ. They used to be happy with tribulations and calamities like we are happy with times of ease. But that's impossible. Many of us feel that way. I can't. And the question now in our heads is what? How? Please tell me how. How can I be content no matter what happens? Isn't that the question? Tell me what to do. I want to be at equilibrium. I want a nafs that's peaceful. No matter what chaos I see outside, I'm internally at peace. And therefore I can contribute with peace. How can I retain this peace in this world and with all the problems? And how? And we can make a khutbah about rida, right? A khutbah about contentment. And the khutbah topic is, how can I be content? I'm searching for this. Tell me how. Yet I'm here to tell you today a different concept. I'm here to tell you that this very question has a problem in it. It is a valid question. There is nothing haram in it. Yet, for a true seeker of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this question is very problematic. Why? Let me explain through an example, if you will. Please come forward. Make space. Those who are before us, the likes of Abu Bakr and Umar and Uthman and Ali, those people that were content and satisfied and happy in their life. One of the stories that you find in Tafsir al-Qurtubi in Surah Al-Hadid, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لا يستوي منكم من أنفق من قبل الفتح وقاتل. You can find it. It's a hadith narrated by Ibn Umar again. And in that hadith he says, كنت عند النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. I was with the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم. And whoa, that by itself, those who are present with the Prophet, that's a source of contentment and happiness by itself. And he says, وعنده أبو بكر. Abu Bakr was there. And وعليه عباءة, and he had this garment, this abaya, that's very old, very rough, and he tied it with a thread. His condition, the way he looked, poverty, not good condition, economical problems, and the Prophet ﷺ looked at Abu Bakr in his condition, in his state, and he said, كان قد أنفق علي ماله قبل الفتح. He spent all his money on me before the Fatah of Mecca, and look at him. And then Jibreel came down. Jibreel came down to the Prophet ﷺ and said the following: إن الله يقول لك اقرأ على أبي بكر السلام. Allah is telling you, read, give Abu Bakr my salam, salam from salam. وقل له أراضٍ أنت في فقرك هذا عني, and ask him, are you content and satisfied in that state of yours, poverty, with me? And Abu Bakr, when he heard this, the response was, he started crying. أَأَسْخَطُ عَلَى رَبِّي أَأَسْخَطُ عَلى رَبِّي أَأَسْخَطُ عَلى رَبِّي. Can I ever be dissatisfied? Can I ever be upset? Can I ever be discontented with my Lord? بَلْ رَاضٍ. No, I'm content, I'm satisfied, I'm happy, I am. And the response comes from Jibreel. قال فإن الله يقول لك قد رضيت عنك كما رضيت أنت عني. Tell Abu Bakr that Allah tells him, I am content and happy and satisfied with you, like you are happy and content and satisfied with me. فبكى أبو بكر, and Abu Bakr cried. And in another narration, Jibreel يعني عليه السلام said the following: فوالذي بعثك يا محمد بالحق لقد تخللت حملة العرش بالعبي منذ تخلل صاحبك هذا بالعباءة. Oh Muhammad, by the one that created you, the angels around the throne, when they saw this, how Allah is happy with Abu Bakr, they started wearing garments the same way, like Abu Bakr was wearing garments. Angels don't need garments. What is the meaning here? You know when my son gives me a flower, and I hug him, and I kiss him, and my daughter sees that, what will she do? She'll give me 10 flowers. Do you understand? What does that mean? The reason they were content, the reason they were happy, they were not asking, tell me how to be content. It is not about my contentment. It is not about my satisfaction. Rather, their focus was what? Is Allah happy with me? Is Allah content with me? Ya Rabb, I want your contentment. And now we understand the verse. وَمَا لِأَحَدٍ عِنْدَهُ مِنْ نِعْمَةٍ تُجْزَى إِلَّا ابْتِغَاءَ وَجْهِ رَبِّهِ الْأَعْلَى وَلَسَوْفَ يَرْضَى. The path to contentment, the path to satisfaction in life lies in something else. This verse says, speaking about the one like Abu Bakr, the one that spent in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, exerted everything. وَمَا لِأَحَدٍ عِنْدَهُ مِنْ نِعْمَةٍ تُجْزَى, not seeking anything from anyone. إِلَّا ابْتِغَاءَ وَجْهِ رَبِّهِ الْأَعْلَى, seeking, doing and exerting. Rida, contentment, satisfaction is not passive. It's active. The one that's doing and giving and exerting for one thing. لِوَجْهِ رَبِّهِ الْأَعْلَى, so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be pleased with him. That is the one that the verse says, وَلَسَوْفَ يَرْضَى. This is the one that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says about him, he will be content, he will be satisfied. The verse in the Quran, that's many places we know it. رَضِيَ اللَّهُ عَنْهُ وَرَضُوا عَنْهُ. You know this verse? How does it start? رَضِيَ اللَّهُ عَنْهُم. Look how it starts. Allah is happy and content with them. And when He is happy and content with them, He makes them happy and content with Him. Oh, the concept of satisfaction and contentment is in something else. When I have a focus in my life, it is not about me, it's about Him. Ya Allah, how can I make you happy? And I exert for that. That is the path of Rida. The question is not, how can I attain Rida? But the question is, how can I make Allah happy with me? When I have that focus, that's when I get contentment and satisfaction. The key to this is what? Ash-shawq. Why are we missing this? You know the concept of shawq? Longing. I long for Allah. I long, wallahi brothers and sisters, if something drives me in this life, it's one word, one thing that I wish I can attain. And subhanallah, Allah hid it. Allah hid things and things. He hid death, He hid my provision. There are hidden things. He hid Laylatul Qadr. But one of the biggest things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hid is His ridwan. أخفى الله رضوانه في طاعته. Allah hid His contentment and satisfaction in His obedience. Many of us, that's what we seek, approval. You know, many of us seek, I want my parents to approve of me. I want my spouse to approve of me. I want people to approve of me. The essence of it, I want Allah. When, Ya Allah, will I hear ever that you are happy with me? As-sidq fi talab al-ridwan. Being truthful in seeking Allah's contentment. That is the key driving force of a Muslim. And that happens with shawq. Longing, loving, yearning. Is it possible that my happiness is in His happiness? Many say it's too theoretical. No, Allah gave us examples in our life. Look, I don't like roller coasters. I don't like to go upside down. I will never go to Knott's Berry Farm. But when my child, for Eid, he says, Baba, let's go to Knott's Berry Farm. What do? I take him there. And guess what he says? Let's ride the roller coaster. And guess what do? I ride the roller coaster and I go upside down and I have loops and as I look to him and I see him smiling and happy, guess what happens? On the way out, I buy a yearly pass to Knott's Berry Farm. My contentment, seeing him happy, makes me happy. On human level, it is possible. Can it be, therefore, that my happiness is to know that Allah is happy with me, to yearn, to long for that, to have this blazing fire inside of me. Ya Allah, when will you be happy with me? Will I? يا ليت شعري والمنايا أطوار هل تجمعني وسيدي الدار, as one have said. When will I be in Jannah and I hear that He is content and happy with me? That's the highest thing in Jannah. وَرِضْوَانٌ مِّنَ اللَّهِ أَكْبَرٌ. In Jannah, as you know in the hadith, when people are happy and excited and Allah asks them, do you want anything more? And they say, what can there be? And what does He say? أحل عليكم رضواني فلا أسخط عليكم بعدها أبدا. I will give you my contentment, my happiness. I will never be displeased. And that is bigger than Jannah. Many of us don't understand this. What are you speaking about? رضوان من الله أكبر. أكبر, look, رضوان من الله أكبر. أكبر من what? Greater than what? Greater than anything. ورضوان من للطبيعي. Little of Allah's happiness is bigger than anything that you can imagine. There is a story. Abdullah ibn Haram, in the Battle of Uhud. And he has his son Jabir. And he has many daughters, 4 or 5 daughters, and no mother. And the battle happened and they had to go out. And he left and he told his son, you have to stay back to take care of my daughters. And he told him, I feel I'll be one of the very first people to die in that battle. And that happened. Without making it long, you know what happened in the Battle of Uhud. And indeed, Abdullah ibn Haram was one of the very first people that died. And you know what they did to the bodies and what happened in that terrible battle to the Muslims. And Jabir ibn Abdullah, he loves his father. He doesn't have a mother. He lost her. He runs to the battlefield seeking, where is my father? And he looks and he sees the body in front of him. And what happened to the body? And he starts crying. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he sees Jabir in that condition. And he tells him, and that hadith is in Bukhari, ibkihi aw la tabkihi. Cry over him or do not cry over him. The angels surrounded him till you look at his body. But later, Jabir goes to Medina. And a week or so later, the Prophet ﷺ, he always kept an eye on Jabir. For those who know, but it's not the topic now. He always watched over him, full of compassion. He saw Jabir, and Jabir wasn't feeling well. He looked kind of sad and depressed. And the Prophet ﷺ, this hadith is in Tirmidhi, Mali araka hazinan. Why don't I see you like sad and depressed? And he said, oh Prophet of Allah, yes. You know what happened to my father. And you know now the girls and my father dead and I have to take care of all my sisters. And things are not easy. And the Prophet ﷺ said, don't you want me to tell you what Allah did with your father? And he said, what, O Prophet of Allah? And he said, Allah did not speak to anyone in this life except min wara' hijab, except from behind the veil. But when your father died, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke to him directly without any veil. And he told him, Abdi, tamanna alay. Oh my servant, ask for anything. And when Abdullah ibn Haram saw this, you know what he asked for? Not Jannah. He said, oh Allah, let me go back to this life of this world so I can die again and again and again for your way. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, but sabiqat, my word has preceded. Whoever leaves the life of this world will never return. It's a sunnah. And he says, oh Allah, let the people behind me, after me, know what we're in and what happened to me. And Allah reveals in Al-Imran, وَلَا تَحْسَبَنَّ الَّذِينَ قُتِلُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ أَمْوَاتًا بَلْ أَحْيَاء عِنْدَ رَبِّهِمْ يُرْزَقُونَ. Do not think those who die in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are dead. They're happy, they're rejoicing, they're being... Oh, what am I speaking about? What did he ask? He died. But he could have asked for Jannah. What did he ask for? When he tasted for a second, when Allah tasted what it means that Allah is happy with him, he wanted to go back to this life and suffer again and again and again. وَرِضْوَانٌ مِّنَ اللَّهِ أَكْبَرُ. The question is, what makes me content? What makes me happy? Can my contentment and my happiness be that He is content with me? Tawheed al-talab wal-matlub. Have one goal, one destination. I seek one thing. Ya Allah, I want you to be happy with me. Many people will say, but brother, isn't it okay? My son is sick. It's okay to make dua for God to cure my son, right? Well, of course it's okay. And it's halal and it's recommended. Definitely do that. But there are certain people that their main goal is, Ya Allah, I ask you to be happy with me. If He's happy with you, He will make you happy. If you ask that, He will make you happy through either curing your child, or maybe even if your child dies, He can grant me happiness from within. Look, Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, mustajab al-da'wah, his dua was responded for. People would come ask him, make dua for me, make dua for me. At the end of his life, he was blind. Great companion, the leader of the battle of Al-Qadisiyah. So one person, young man, came and told him, Ya Am, ألا تدعو الله فيرد عليك بصرك. Don't you make dua for yourself and Allah will grant you back your eyesight. It is halal, it's good. You know what he said? Ya bunay, قضاء الله أحب إلي من بصري. The decree of Allah is more beloved to me than my own eyesight. What a station. Allah made him content. He's asking for bigger things. He wants to taste what it means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is content and happy with me. There are people that are content and satisfied in this life. But the question is with what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ لَا يَرْجُونَ لِقَاءَنَا وَرَضُوا بِالْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ آيَاتِنَا غَافِلُونَ أُولَئِكَ مَأْوَاهُمُ النَّارُ in Surah Yunus. Those people who are not looking forward to meeting with us, and they're content, they're satisfied, they're happy with this life. and they are in ghafla from the ayat of Allah. Those are the people that are true losers. They're going to end up in hellfire. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, تعس عبد الدرهم تعس عبد الدينار. Why? إذا أعطي رضي إذا منع سخط. Miserable and wretched he will be. A miserable life he will lead. The servant of the dollar, the servant of the status, the servant of praise of people. Miserable will he be. Why? When he's given, he's content. But when he's deprived, he's unhappy and unsatisfied. If I am content, not with the life of this world, with three things. رضيت بالله رب وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد صلى الله عليه وسلم نبيا ورسولا. As he told us, whoever says, I'm happy and I'm content with Allah as my Rabb, with Islam as my deen, this is the source of my contentment and happiness. I'm saying La ilaha illallah with Muhammad. I am from the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Do you know what that means for me? If that is the source of my happiness, according to the hadith, whoever says that 3 times in the morning and 3 times in the evening, كان حقا على الله أن يرضيها. It becomes a must that Allah will make him content and happy in this life. The key for contentment is shawq, longing, desiring Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, longing for his meeting. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على أفضل المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه الطيبين الطاهرين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. وبعد. طلب الحبيب من الحبيب رضاه ومنى الحبيب من الحبيب لقاه. The quest, the desire, the request of a lover from his beloved is that he will be content with him. And the request and the hope of a one that loves and has the burning sensation of love in his heart is to meet with his beloved. ليتك تحلو والحياة مريرة وليت الذي بيني وبينك عامر وبيني وبين العالمين خراب. إذا صح الود منك فالكل هين وما فوق التراب تراب وكل ما فوق التراب تراب, as one have said. Anyway, quick story. There was this righteous woman on the concept of shawq and what it leads. عفيرة العابدة. الجوزي narrates her story in صفة الصف. And he narrates عن روح بن سلمة الوراق. He says, دخلت على عفيرة العابدة فقلت لها بلغني أنك لا تنامين بالليل. I entered on Ufaira, this worshipping woman that used to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala day and night with shawq, longing and crying. And he said, it reached me that you're not sleeping in night time. فبكت. She cried and she said, ربما اشتهيت. Indeed, sometimes I wish I can. وكيف ينام من لا ينام عنه حافظا ليلا ولا نهار. But how can one sleep when his guardian angels do not sleep night time or daytime? Love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, she cannot sleep at night. She sleeps bits and hours in the morning, but not the night time. It's the time with Allah. She can't sleep aware of angels. Another man said, ألا تسأمين من طول البكاء? Don't you feel sick? This tears and tears, because love sometimes can do that to a person. One that loves and I don't know that Allah is happy with me or not. He hid it. You understand what it means? I do not know. Is he content with me? Is he happy with me? And he hid it for a purpose. It keeps this fire burning. I'm going to do everything possible to make him happy. And they cry. He said, ألا تسأمين من طول البكاء? Don't you feel tired and sick of all this crying? And he said, فبكت. She cried and said, كيف يسأم صاحب الداء من شيء يرجو أن له فيه دواء? How can one who is sick feel unhappy or bored from something that he hopes it is his cure? Ufaira al-Abida, at the end of her life, she became blind. And they visited her, and they saw her state, an old woman, not lost her eyesight. One of them said, ما أشد العمى على من كان بصيرا. How difficult it is to be blind after you had eyesight. After you. فسمعت. So she heard him. And she said, يا عبد الله عمى القلب عن الله والله أشد من عمى العين عن الدنيا. وددت لو أن الله أخذ مني كل جارحة ووهب لي صدق أو كنه محبته. O servant of Allah, the blindness of the heart from seeing Allah is worse than the blindness of the eyes from seeing the life of this world. By Allah, I wish that Allah took every sense in my body and He would grant me the essence of His love. Shawq grants rida. When my passion and what I'm looking for is how can I please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? That is my driving force. So the question is not how can I be content? Remember, radiallahu anhu wa radu anhu, how can I please him? How can I please Allah? Tell me what to do. And I can tell you quickly some things, we're running out of time. Because pleasing people is hard. Pleasing my boss is hard. Pleasing my wife may be hard, right? Diamond rings. Pleasing my kids nowadays, it's hard, right? And you want me to please Allah? What does it take to please Rabbil Alameen? He has angels and worshipping day and night. My salah is nothing compared to them. How can I? Aisha radiallahu anha narrates, as-suwak. As-suwak. I'm holding it in my hand. As-suwak. It's the one that you clean your mouth with. مطهرة للفم ومرضاة للرب. As-suwak cleans your mouth and pleases your Lord. Ya Allah, you placed your contentment in a piece of suwak that I can buy outside now for $1 and use it, and that's all what it takes. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَرْضَى عَنِ الْعَبْدِ. Allah will be happy with the servant. يشرب الشربة أو يأكل الأكلة فيحمده عليها. Whenever he drinks something, eats something, he praises and thanks Allah in it. رضا الرب فرضا الوالد. رضا الرب. The happiness and contentment of Allah is when my father is happy and content with me. Oh, fathers love this. Tell my children that. They need to hear this. And I'm using it the opposite way. I'm going to say the opposite. Oh, fathers, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made His contentment easy. Some of us, we make our contentment for our children very hard. I will not be happy with you unless you become a doctor. You have to be an MD. I won't be happy with you unless you marry her. I won't be happy with you unless... And we place conditions on our children. For God's sake, Allah made His happiness easy. Ease up with your children. Don't deprive them of the contentment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with them. Finally, if I don't have it in my heart, if I feel that I don't have shawq, I don't long with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is many ad'iyah. One of them I leave you with is the following. And I'll say it and we'll translate it. Allahumma ij'al khawfak akhwath al-ashya' indi. Oh Allah, make your fear the biggest fear in my heart. Wa hubbak أحب الأشياء لدي. And your love, the biggest love and biggest thing in my heart. واقطع عني حاجات الدنيا بالشوق إلى لقائك. And sever from me the needs of the life of this world with longing شوق to meet you and make you happy with me. وإذا أقررت أعين أهل الدنيا من دنياهم فأقرر عيني من عباداتك. And if you make people of this life content and happy with this life, make my contentment and my happiness be through your ridwan and your ibadah that I worship you. Before I finish, I can't help but make dua for Egypt. And subhanallah, 1 minute, I'm sorry to take this 1 minute. 5-6 years ago, we used to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect Muslims from non-Muslims. 2006, Lebanon, remember? 2008, Gaza. Oh Allah, protect Muslims from other than Muslims. Nowadays, I'm very sad to see the last 2-3 years. Ya Allah, protect Muslims from Muslims. Protect Egyptians from Egyptians. Protect Iraqis from Iraqis. Protect Syrians from Syrians. Protect Pakistanis from Pakistanis. Killing women and children in the battlefield. In the battlefield is haram. How about killing women and children in a demonstration? Burning the church of people that fought against us is haram. Let alone burning churches and destroying mosques because he's a Shia and he's, what are we doing? Ya Rabbi la taj'al ba'sana baynana. Oh Allah, do not make our strength against each other. What is happening to us? This is another khutbah. I don't have time to speak about it. But Ya Allah, أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه. أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه. وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم احفظ الإسلام من المسلمين. Oh Allah, protect Islam from Muslims. Oh Allah, protect Islam from Muslims. Oh Allah, illuminate our eyesights so we see what's good as good and what is bad as bad. اللهم حبب إلينا الإيمان وزينه في قلوبنا وكره إلينا الكفر والفسوق والعصيان واجعلنا من الراشدين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ومحمد رسول الله. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم وأقم الصلاة.